says I'm live, right? But if I go to my channel and look, I can't, it doesn't say I'm live. Can I watch it live? It says I'm watching. I need to know if my volume's working. Oh, you can hear it. Can I watch it live? Listen. It says I'm watching. I need to know. You can hear it. Volume's working. Right. Superb. You can hear the dog panting. You can hear the dog panting. Right. Hello. This is Cassie, by the way. I'm glad it's recording. Now I know. Right. Hello. I'm MaNa VeSt Nation. I'm going to do this video in full. And if people come in, I'll try and explain things. If they ask, they're kind enough to put a comment. Like and subscribe, please. Not that I care. I'm going to finish this before I start anyway. Hopefully some people will come in. It's a cigarette. It's a cigarette. But yeah, it's such a lovely day. Look. It's such a lovely day. I'm frightened it's going to ruin the camera though. It is a lovely day though, look. Cassie, come here. You good girl. Come on, you'll get people in here, wouldn't you? So yeah, I think the police are guilty. And I want justice. So I want the people to listen to what I've got to say about what the police have been doing. And I figure the only way, because I'm really heavily censored, that I get my comments deleted after 16 seconds. I've got videos showing it. I have. But I done a video yesterday talking about time and about how time works, and it's like in bands. And I saw something yesterday from Anton Petrov where he's covering a new thing where they're like, oh, they've discovered reverse time. I was like, that's funny. So yeah, they discovered reverse time, and it's exactly what I've been talking about. But I want to talk about corruption in the government. I want people to listen to me about what they've been doing with the Coroners Act 2009, ignoring the preventing future death reports, because my dad died 3 months ago and they don't care. Like I asked them to check it. Yeah, she's a German Shepherd. Her name's Cassie. She's really annoying. She annoys me all the time. But she's really well trained. I wasn't the one that trained her. It was my dad, who's now dead. So she's really sad. Like, in the last 2 years, my brother died, my mother died, and my father died. So, yeah, she's sad. Yeah. I'm not a carer. Like, I don't care for animals the same as, like, people look at them as pets and they care for them like pets, but I treat them like friends. I treat them more like friends, so I'm not really, like, I'm not a responsible daddy. You know, I'm not responsible. I'm just like, yeah, what do you want? What do you want? Oh, shut up. Like, that's how she... But yeah, you'll hear her bark in a minute. But the issue was that it was the pandemic. The pandemic destroyed my entire family. They destroyed it. 5 years ago, do you know what, right? Considering there's a couple of people in here now, I'll tell you the story. That's gone out. I'll tell you the story. At the start of the pandemic, my family were actually in Kenya. My mum, my dad and my brother were in Kenya. My 2 brothers and my sister all have myotonic dystrophy, which is a muscular dystrophy. One of my brothers, he can hardly stand. My other sister, she's mullered. But and my other brother died. But at the start of the pandemic, they were in Kenya. They came back and they never went back. They were in Kenya because they used to do charity work for orphanages with children with HIV and AIDS. For like 30 years they'd done that. And they were retired, like late 70s. They done that, and they came back, and they just sat. They couldn't do anything, and because they just sat, they're used to doing stuff. Because they all just sat there watching the telly, and because of their age, the stuff they'd watch on telly, the adverts, every advert. I don't know if any of you have noticed this, but if you're an old person, you watch a certain sort of, the Antiques Roadshow or something, and the adverts are all for funeral care and things like that, and you're like, hang on, what are you trying to put in people's minds here? And it's all for that. It's all like, oh, look after you. Oh, what are you going to leave for them? And I'm like, this is bloody propaganda. And then they watched the news, and it was all just so depressing. And I wasn't even here. I was at my house. And over that time, and my dad was the only one that was vaccinated. My brother, myotonic dystrophy, muscular dystrophy, if they're not active, if you keep walking, they used to go play snooker. And when the pandemic came, they couldn't. So they kind of lost the use of their legs very, very quick. And my brother just went downhill really, really fast. And he died. When he died, he was in hospital, and he had, they said he had sepsis. He had a blockage in his, here. It's a lovely day, by the way. Sorry if that hurts you guys. It's a lovely day. He had blockage here, and he got sepsis, and they phoned us up and said, oh, he's really bad. I think you need to come up here and see him. And we get up there, and she's like, we've put him in a room. I've just sedated him so you can go in and see him. And I'm like, he's got myotonic. You can't sedate people with like myotonic. And she's like, just go in and see him. Me and mum and dad walk in there. Mum and dad walk to the side of the bed. I go to the bottom, and he literally writhes like this and goes, and dies. And I was like, we were all like, and I turned to her and I was like, you just killed my brother, haven't you? And she was like, he's dead. And that was it. We were so distraught. About 6 months later, my mum is absolutely gone. And then she went in hospital. She was like fried. She always said if one of her kids went, she'd be gone. And she was fried. She went in hospital because she had a urine infection, and she came out and she was just gone. And over that new year, I was over here looking after them, like seeing them. And while I was here, it was a real cold day, and my house flooded because a pipe burst. When that pipe burst, it flooded my house. Since then, I still ain't been able to go back. 2 years later, this is nearly. And then a couple months later, my mum dies. And then, so I'm having to deal with all this. I don't use the internet. I don't use email or anything. I refuse. I won't work for a corrupt corporation. I haven't worked since 2020. I went into the job centre and I said, I won't work for a corrupt corporation. No one cares. I won't work for a corrupt corporation. They said, that's refusal to work. It's like, okay. They didn't provide me any help. Every time I went to a service, they said, no, you don't get any help. If you're not going to work for a corrupt corporation, you don't get any help. And I've had no assistance in 5 years with anything, dealing with my house, finding a job, dealing with the death of my brother, dealing with the death of my mum, dealing with the death of my father, dealing with the disabled brother, looking after him, dealing with the house, and nothing. They've provided no help. Every time I reach out for help, they ignore it. So over the last 40 days, last 5 weeks, I pretty much starved myself to show them. Because the Coroners Act 2009, they were supposed to put in the preventing future death reports. And when you look at the preventing future death reports, hardly any of them were for vaccine damage. They didn't care. They tried to hide it, and they're still trying to hide it. And they're still vaccinating people. So after looking at all those preventing future death reports, the majority of them were for neglect of the public in some way. Like when they're reaching out, when they're screaming for help, like I am, they just ignore it. And that's what most of the Preventing Future Death reports are about. So for the last 5 weeks, I've been doing this. Like, I've created one. I've created a preventing future death report. No one's done anything. Like, no service has contacted me. I've been doing these videos for 5 weeks. Done like 750 shorts, tagging the police, tagging Thames Valley. I've spoke to the police like 10 times. Every time they say, we ain't going to do anything. You talk to a solicitor, we don't deal with you. I'm like, this is outrageous. It's outrageous. They're just censoring me. And I wonder what availability or transparency is my live going to? I don't believe anyone can see it, really. I ain't got a clue who's coming in the chat or anything. But I have a feeling there'll be no one in the UK being able to watch it. Because that's how censorship works. Being heavily censored. And it's not right. Because I'm screaming for the government to stop killing people. And they're like, nah, we want to carry on. So this is my testimony of 5 weeks of starvation because I can't participate in a system where people that call themselves police are given preferential treatment over the public that are acting morally, whereas the police are knowingly murdering people. So you're all being held accountable just the way it is. I'm not going to do it anymore.